Hi, everyone. This is Vicente Cruz, Oakland Greens event and fundraising coordinator, and welcome back to the Oakland Greens general public general meeting. I had to take a hiatus over a bunch of family business that I had to take care of, but we're ready to come back for 2025. And it still should be a relatively quick meeting since all we're really doing is movie nights and things of that nature. We're only doing three um, in-person discussion groups this year. Uh, but I want to start actually, we'll kind of reverse it and start out with announcements because just in case Orlando has to bounce early, and I'll let him again go through the whole spiel again, but he has an interview on a major radio station, 106 KMEL tonight. So in Orlando, if you want to start us, let everybody know for the recording and everything of what's going on this evening.
Okay, great. Yeah, I have a friend named Sugar T, and she's been mentoring me on certain different aspects of business, mental wellness, and so forth. And we collaborate like over the last pandemic, 3 to 4 years. And she would like me to get on and, talk with the people, let them know the work that we've been doing and how our mentorship contributing to the work that I'm doing right now. Then also I'll talk about the Green Party work that we're doing on the county council from the state and then from the national level and also the provincial committee. So just make it short to the point, but let them know that the Greens are here.
All right, and then you're going to put that link inside of the chat
The
so I
chat,
can
yeah, I'm
share
about to do it right now.
and everything like that. Okay, the first thing is the events we're going to be trying to do movie nights. And did everyone have a chance to look at all the trailers or have an idea? You don't care still about what the lineup is? Anybody? You're putting it all like still in my hands. I wish you would, because then it gives you an idea of what it's going to be. So for our part, we're going to go back to the format of just having it open. Anyone can just walk in, especially after having so long of a hiatus. But once again, I'm going to endeavor to commit to on Saturday nights going down to It's Your Move games on comedy night and doing more promotion for Sunday nights, and I think it'll benefit us. Well, I'm sure it will benefit the movie nights itself. Last year too, the reason of lack of participation, I do think it was the lineup. I just think that the audience that we have is looking for more intellectual, social, political movies, and even though sometimes I have been requested to do comedy, I think the other ones will do well. So, did anyone even look at what the actual lineup is? You did? Yes?
Actually, yeah, I looked at it, although I didn't get a chance to the trailers. I didn't get a chance to look at the trailers, but I looked at the lineup and went online, looked for some of the movies. The only thing that occurred to me is just because of recent events, whether something about healthcare, given all the talk now about how lousy our healthcare system is, with the the killing of that healthcare executive.
Yeah.
Um, whether that might be interesting for people to have some movie about. I know that Michael Moore made a Sicko movie, and but there's some other healthcare movies. Whether that might be interesting to have.
Okay, and I have to find. I was looking for the actual list and it told me it couldn't find it for some reason. Let me go back and look where this is. I probably moved it. That's why they couldn't look at it. Couldn't find it at the beginning. There we go. So one, I know that people were actually clamoring to see. The first one is Zone of Interest. Um, the second one is Zulu. That would probably be the one that I would sacrifice, finding something else. The next one is actually a throwback to our first movie night, 500 years later. Then, of course, not of course, sorry. I wanted to do, again, another one that was requested, Let the Fire Burn. Another one that was requested, the Stanford Experiment, the movie, not the documentary. Rabbit Proof Fence was another one that was requested, which was a really good one. Oh, Quigley Down Under is another one, even though it's a really good movie and has the undertones of the pacification by force policy that the Australian government had towards Aboriginals, was basically shoot on sight. But that'd be another one that I sacrificed. Next one is Sisu, which is a good movie. Wasn't requested, but it is about a prison camp during, I think it's World War I. Actually, don't quote me on that. I'd have to look at the trailer. The next one is actually School Daze, which is one of Spike Lee's first movies about historically Black universities and and all those different things. And I think, is that the last one? Did I get all of them? Oh no, sorry. And then one more, last one, which is also a really, really good movie, Gorky Park. But any of those, Gorky Park, Quigley, what was the other one? Or ZULU. Like I said, if someone would look up something that, I mean, I would do Michael Moore, but that's like very, very cliche. Let's see if we can find something else about the healthcare system. Maybe something of Doctors Without Borders. I actually saw a small clip, even if it would have something of how Cuba has, so many doctors per capita. So in this communist country that we boycott and consider like this horrible place, but yet at the same time, their literacy rate is higher than ours. And they have clinics everywhere. Their actual wellness is better than the United States, even in that place. So if someone would look, I mean, I can look as well, but then we should do this over email, and because after we will have you know what, we could still do this in January because we have the first movie already. So I would just, it's a little bit of a hassle, but if we could do it beforehand, so that way I can just print all of what it's going to be once before January 1st, would be great. Let me know. Are there any questions on any of these other movies? Second. Oh, that one. And then I still wanted to do sorry, go ahead, Orlando, please.
Yeah, I have one quick announcement. Fabian is also running for mayor of Oakland. He put in his paperwork.
We should add that at the end. Also for events, I wanted to do 3 more discussion series. One on alternative politics. Wait, I actually have that one written down too. Hold on one second. I wanted to do the linguistics town hall, alternative politics, and also, actually I have a free one, so we could do something on healthcare after that, just as a discussion about what it means. And in fact, since that's happened, I don't know if anyone has heard this already too, that woman who was denied care and she just, verbally mentioned, oh yeah, you're probably going to be the next one, with the tagline that Luigi used, and she's in jail on $100,000 bail, right? So we're already, I think, seeing the effects of what this next administration is going to be. It may not be jackboots down kicking in your door. It may actually be right in the court system, you getting arrested by the FBI. So maybe that's the next one that we do. Any other questions, thoughts?
Yeah, I think that's very important to saying, because the healthcare system, especially for those, once they just start, it's not this administration, those on a local level that works with those administrations that's no longer in job positions. So you can imagine the California law on drugs. You know, if you're a doctor and you give somebody some pills and they die, you going to jail for murder. So you make people that's on the streets that really need these pills, who got their own ways to getting it. You might take a $5 pill now, it's gonna be like $50 now, because what's real and not real. Nobody don't want to get no fentanyl. So we don't get our folks to try to get good health care, primary care doctors, folks that they can see on a regular, knowing that a hospital is just a checkup, is not your underlying issues. We're gonna have a mass winter this winter. You know, we just keep doing good work. We're doing the spread the word. A great topic for something.
Well, the sad thing is that, I've always, I keep going back and how far that we've been in motherfuckers' faces over this shit. And, sadly, still people don't care, right? The participation in the general election, everyone's like, oh, and he won the popular. I was like, yeah, that still was less than half of the people who were even registered to vote. They just don't bother to participate because it's just so bullshit, but not realizing, again, it's our fault. We're the ones that vote for these fools, right? And okay, again, even if you want to do just math as the only constant, I get it. It's going to be very difficult for any alternative party under the rules that the two parties set up for them to get any national really traction whatsoever. So you got to fucking start locally. That's the only, that you got to start, 1 + 1 is 2. Let's start there and see. And I also agree that it should be slates of candidates. And I believe that the people have that power, even though not participation. Every fucking rally that is held, every goddamn protest, how many are still happening over Palestine on campuses? Hell, I see like 15, 20 people standing across 580 on a regular basis, 3-4 times a week, right? We have people down here on Fruitvale and MacArthur, like 5 people fucking consistently out here with Black Lives Matter. I was like, really? But when was the last time you actually voted for someone that wasn't the two parties locally, right? Even looked at it. It's fucking bullshit. And you do, but you're okay. You can still go out to that corner. You can still go to that overpass. You have the benefit to be able to do that. Awesome. Is that just and all I want to know is just call it what it is. If you're just trying to ease your conscience, that's fine. But I don't ever want to fucking go out there and have a conversation with you. And then you're like, oh, and we need to fight and all this. Like, well, really? Is this fighting? This is just expressing an opinion, right? Fighting would be ballot of the bullet, right? Right.
That's why it's so important that folks come to the Oakland Green meeting, because when they look at the candidates, some of them, it's not their fault, but they're not educated on the legislation, what's going to be on the city issue, what we can actually be registered voters and go put our name and get in front of these folks and say, we have the numbers, we have the facts. The recall was a prime example on how all these folks registered. You took 40,000 people plus to say that this one person is not here. You take over 100,000 some people and say, we don't want this. And we look at ourselves as like, is we paying a plan now? Is you paying to get people up out of here, not
absolutely
legally? What kind of new system is going on? And for us that worked on the beginning of the process, didn't even see all this coming over money. If these candidates ain't in office and they can produce their budget in their district and help their district, who are we putting in office? Which is like people go on popularity and they not going on. It's a system inside the system. So I might like you now, but once you get in that system, you got a whole nother oath. You got to sign the paper. I'm no longer a civilian. I'm elected. So the conversation will be different because it's all different administrations. You're gonna run for office, you got to know who's gonna be your administration and staff, who's gonna be your chief assistant, how many folks you need to really run this, what kind of relationship do they have with people outside the city. It all boils down to the county. What relationship do you have with the county? So to sum it up, when it came to this election, and it's not name calling, no one ever wondered with the the ROV, who run their system and how they system run? And then from the ROV, then you take to the electoral commission. Then you see who runs the electoral commission. And then from the electoral commission, you break it all the way down. And now you go to the Tim Dumas and them type of cats and be like, hey, how do the system work? Because we got to take this to the county and have a board of supervisor make a situation on this is valid. And the people just
Well,
go ahead.
was that when you mentioned about how many people vote for alternative parties, I just want to mention that California voted twice as much as the rest of the country did for Jill Stein, and Alameda County 4 times. So the national percentage for Jill Stein was 0.5%. California voted a little over 1% for Jill Stein. Alameda County voted 2%, 4 times as much for Jill Stein. So, we're getting there by little bit by little bit.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think the planet is done with it. I've said this so many years that we'll never, by the time we get there, it's all, well, and just this next administration.
Yeah.
Now, at least he's not appointing Nazis, but he's appointing idiots.
Mhm.
And I don't, and at least, there's so many, the bar is so fucking low. Because, he was trying to get recess appointments. He was trying to get Speaker of the House to call a recess, and then he could
Mm.
write everybody in. And his nominee for defense secretary, not fuck the drunkenness. No one wants to talk about the fact that he's an actual Nazi. Like what the fuck? Like they can't, even the fucking mainstream media focuses on. You think even the corporate media would still, the fact that he's a drunk would not be. They get fucking Winston Churchill drank, right? I mean, fucking he seemed to run the fucking war fine. You know what I mean? Like, he didn't seem to stop him from fighting fascism. But the fact that he actually has tattoos that are associated with white supremacy and actual Nazism, like ovens and shit. It's like, that seems to me to be the bigger story. Also, I'll say I disagree, Orlando. I think we've been talking about this a long time. I know Don's campaign, when we ran that one for school board, he pay for play was like a quote he's had all the time. I think it's been going on for a really, really long time. And
but it hasn't been much as in your face right now. It's like if you want to know, like it's like if you want to know, okay, it's cool. But now it's just like
everyone knew it, but now you can see it because nobody give a fuck. Again, that's another symptom of how we're shifting back to fascism. Like, yeah, we don't give a shit. What are you going to do? You haven't done anything so far. We killed fucking everybody, and you didn't do a fucking thing. You didn't fucking freak out. And I've already said it, and it's sad. And I counsel family members who are just starting college on it too, that I suspect we're going to have 3 Kent states next year. That once that motherfucker gets inaugurated, and if they do what they say they're going to do and start cracking down on college campuses, protests, motherfucking them, because some of those National Guardsmen are fucking, Nazis their damn selves. What was it? Tons of studies, not AJ Plus, Democracy Now, done studies on the fact that they're finding that's like, 2 or 3% of the military are the same people who are these MAGA fanatics and, QAnon motherfuckers, right? Like, man, I make jokes all the time, like, oh, I'm kind of with fucking John Adams, but not everybody should have the right to vote. Motherfuckers, if you fucking some fucking idiots, that shit. If you think you can, are you the motherfucker that they got to put labels on bleach for? Yeah, you don't get to vote. I'm sorry, you fucking don't. Lucky it's not a dictatorship, because I sure as hell would take away their right. No, 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 no. Say whatever you want, but you ain't voting fucking for shit. I don't want you voting for fucking dog catcher. No animal services for you at all. Excuse me. So that gets me. So I think we've been talking about it, and I don't know even more in your face. If I feel that we will at least have a larger message, and that ties into outreach as well. If I can keep the going down and just dedicating all of the next year to come on out for some free food and movies. But we're gonna tell you where you fucked up. You're gonna have to listen to a lecture about like we need your time more than your money. and we need you to think about alternative politics. You cannot stay in this system. It's unsustainable. It is
I
completely,
agree.
even for the fucking wealthy. Your money ain't gonna mean shit if there ain't no power, if there ain't no food, there's no clean drinking water. Your money don't mean shit. Especially since it's mostly information, right? Ain't nobody fucking carrying cash. Because you can't, no ATMs, nothing's working, fucking the computers all go down.
Yeah, we get to back to the days to where there's no more social media. So more
Mhm,
of our conversations can be straight up
mhm.
and not letting the media and the
Right.
memes and the AIs like,
Oh my God, yeah.
who can you really trust? That's when I be online and talking. You have to be very careful because you don't know who you talking to. And it's just like they're like, hey, I want to meet you, I want to talk to you, I want to be part of the Greens. I'm like, first of all, do you work for law enforcement? Is you CIA? Do you know is you some government affiliate? Because the work we do is really, really serious for the people, but the people don't know that we got to come together right now because like this new administration, if we don't lock it down locally, and that's why I say with the ID card and the currency, especially for those that's in sanctuary cities that really need that support, and he got all these federal judges and all these people in there, we gonna have to have billions of dollars to even use our voice now. If you go to lower circuit court, and you might got a half a million or something. You want to go up to Supreme or something, you got about like 10 billion. You don't have that, they're gonna suppress us. So we need our local lawyers to not sell out and our local paralegals to not work for the money and the status quo, work for the people. Use the knowledge to build us together. That's my rant for the day.
Right. Oh, I got many of them. While we're doing, we're also live on IG. Want to welcome the Rainbow Green Party, one of our followers on Instagram. Oh, hold on. Fabian's coming back. Hold on. Well, and, it always keeps going on. But anything else on this, the discussion, movie nights? Anything? All right, seeing none, moving on. So the next one is our Treasury Report. Nothing much has changed except for when BMO took over our other account, all of a sudden they started charging us a fee if you don't keep a certain amount of balance. So I just had to transfer some money and be paperless online, which I've done. So now that one has $200. Main one is 13. And oh yeah, those were it. So we still have the two accounts, and I hope again movie nights will bring in some donations, and then same thing is that since we have no other expenses, is to save the money and then try to plan some sort of big event. And I still would really love to do a real debate where and 10 people were like, okay, well, we'll use ticket sales, but you can walk away with some money. And I have to look at any legal ramifications of anything like that too. But I have in the past been in contact with Laney College and a couple of other community college, their debate teams about being judges. So picking a topic and actually having a winner and a loser, winner goes home with, and things like that. So we'll see. So far, again, no one would take up any chance to debate me. I don't blame them. I wouldn't want to try and argue against me either. I have pretty good cadence when you put me into those situations, and I don't talk about shit I don't know, so that usually helps as
I,
well. So that's the key on that. Um, any questions?
I would love to debate you.
Okay, cool, cool. Let's go.
Let's
Fabian
set it
Robinson.
up.
Set it up. I'd love to.
Mhm. Um, so, and the next one is social media. Uh, that includes website. So that actually has some sad news. So our website somehow has disappeared. I don't know how or why. Don doesn't know how or why. As far as the last time I checked, we still have the domain name. So it's just a matter of either if I can convince Don to do it for us, or I need to have the energy and again suck it up, princess, and actually go to DreamHost and try to figure it out. I've had problems trying to communicate with them. So our social media presence has fallen off. I'm still moderating a bunch of Green Party pages. And you can see it. So we're still pretty big on Facebook. I've started to post a little bit more. I could still do better. Same thing with Instagram and all that. We still have presence, not as large as we did before. So that's about trying to get that. Yes, Orlando.
Yes, and I add on the social media. I've been getting a lot of green followers from your page too, that you've been following all over the state. So besides St. Louis, Wisconsin, it's a lot that I've been following. So I appreciate the work that you're doing also, because it's been very helpful for us just
Yeah,
in
that is
California.
true
Yeah.
as well. Our Instagram still, most of the contact we have, even these people, they're all actually worldwide.
Yeah.
So we have a lot of presence in New Zealand, people that I, talk to online and Instagram, and then also in England as well. So yes, and I always share your stories.
Yes. Thank you. Vice versa.
So, hopefully we'll get that back up and going. So that's the only sad thing. Well, other than now the last one, if Fabe, if you want to give us your pitch, you say you're going to run for mayor of Oakland in the special election. Is that correct? Muted if you're talking. And it actually may be a tough debate if we're, because the topic would probably be something that we'd agree on. We're usually looking for someone who's going to be on the opposite side. Although I have taken opposing positions before, and just as like opposition research and done things in the past when I was in college. I mean, that's another possibility of how to do it. It wouldn't be my optimum, but we'll see what happens. But yeah,
I think that would, if I was thinking about something like that for us in the future too, when candidates run, let's have our green forum, our open green forum, and let's see what the candidates do. So about time they get to the county council and we got to make a decision on who's the right candidate, at least we can have some in your face people instead of people who just have to be virtue. And then we can follow on for years and years, and then we can create a race. I think that'd be a good step. Go ahead, Fabian.
And I see you're unmuted. Go ahead, Fabian.
Anybody there? Hello?
I still don't hear you. It says you're unmuted though, but I don't hear. Oh, and to Orlando's point, that would be great as well. Oh, they're going to try and reboot in. Okay. That would be good as well. But we tried that once before and no candidate would come because they just didn't want to answer our questions. I mean, that's the only, let me also be 102. I don't know that. They all declined to come to a Oakland Green Party debate, an Oakland Greens debate.
But
we'd be the moderators and we're going to ask them questions and have people writing questions. They didn't want, they just declined.
But it will make sense because we're candidates that actually ran. I ran for mayor twice. I was a campaign manager. You ran.
Oh, yeah.
Greg, you got experience of watching all the candidates and so forth. We can really carve and see if they're really ready through our experience. And we've been doing this consistently, not bragging or boasting, just human life. We've been consistent on every candidate in every election. So it wouldn't be fair for the right people to really do the right question.
Well, and then the other thing to do would be to go to other debates and then ask why you declined, right? Get on the phone, on camera, on video, and just ask them. It's like, oh, can you tell us, why you'll do the League of Women Voters, but you won't do the County Green Party or the Oakland Greens debate? Why is that?
But go ahead, Greg.
We sent all the candidates in Oakland for city council and for mayor, the mayor was 2 years ago, and this year was all the city council. We sent them our questionnaires, and usually about half of the candidates don't reply. We phone them up and tell them we sent our questionnaire. We email the questionnaire several times, but half of the candidates they never get back to us. They just refuse to respond. But usually the ones that are the more progressive candidates usually respond and fill out our questionnaire. And in fact, this last year, we invited a couple of candidates that were, had strong chances of winning, like Nikki Bass and Carol Fife. It was Carol Fife and Javanka Beckles, and they were on the county council of the Green Sundays. So generally the more progressive candidates will respond, but the ones that are generally more conservative, more right wing leaning, they often don't respond. Yeah.
Let's see, are you back, Fabian?
Yes, I'm back. You can hear me now?
Yes, absolutely.
All right.
Hey, how you doing? I am Fabian Robinson. I was able to meet Greg at the City Hall at the League of Women Voters Forum.
Right.
What I want to do, I want to make Oakland a safe place. And I don't want to overcrowd Oakland with a whole bunch of police. But if you hire police, I believe they should be Oakland citizens, somebody that live in our community, so they won't be abusing their power, and they know how Oaklanders get along. I want Oakland to be clean, and like I was on last time with the solar panels, we got to have a clean Oakland. We gotta save our community. And also, I want to bring casino to Oakland. That would generate $1 billion a year. Oakland do not have no revenue coming in. Businesses keep on leaving, and the same thing happened with Richmond. You remember Richmond used to be one of the most dangerous cities in the Bay Area, and when they got the casino, they was able to have more profit for to hire more cops. And Richmond only had 2 murders this year. True. So money generates safety. Look at East Palo Alto, same thing with the website. When you have money, you generate safety. And Oakland got to do something to generate money.
All right. Well, maybe that's the topic, because I don't agree that money generates safety.
You don't?
No, I would argue that the change in Richmond started and the Green Party candidate when Gail got elected. And the reason I know that is Don and I met with her when we were thinking about doing our runs for office, and how she changed the culture of police and the community. Although I am with you on community policing, but what she said was the first thing she did was fire the police chief, and she hired a chief that was aligned more with her vision of what policing should be, and then had the chief clean house. And that's what happened in Richmond. Now, I'm also intrigued by the idea of having a casino in Oakland, and I don't know how you would do that. It'd have to be in partnership with Ohlone people, because it's still illegal in the state. But I think that's very intriguing. I also think along with that too would be having along with that conversation, owning the sports teams. So that way, all that revenue, a piece of that comes back to the people of Oakland, which can be put into healthcare and houseless services and things of that nature. So that would,
and that what comes from the casino. It comes back to the community.
yeah,
They give revenue to come back to the community.
I like that. Does anyone else have any quick questions? And we'll obviously have to have you back, and definitely for the county council, where the Alameda County Green Party can also ask questions and give you a chance, because all this stuff is recorded and it's just free media for you on that too. Does anyone have any questions? Are you met him, Greg? They said that you all met somewhere. Oh, you're muted.
Yes.
Yeah. There was City Hall had a debate for candidates, and I was there.
Nice, okay, cool.
And hopefully, next time I'll be able to get the green support. Hopefully, I think I'm more of a better candidate. I'm more aware of what we need to do to win. I'm more aware that you can't knock on every door by yourself. You need a team. I'm more aware that you got to fundraise, and things gonna work out this time. We in it to win it.
Right.
Orlando, yes, please.
And I met Fabian through a lot of people that know Fabian. So when he was telling me he's gonna run and he wanted to be part of the Green Party, and so I was explaining to him, it's not the support that we don't give them, but a lot of folks just talk that talk. I said, so once you put in some work, get your feet wet, and people see that you're serious and they build a good relationship with you, then they get behind you, and your support will come genuinely because they see the work that you're doing. And right now you're doing this chance and people see that you're serious and so forth. And it wasn't no disrespect, it's just protocol.
Oh no, it's just protocol. I can understand that. I can understand. In Orlando, I hope you say both for Pastor Fabian tonight on KML.
And then what I would ask, though, are you registered Green Party or no party preference?
Yeah.
Are you registered? Nice. That's good to know.
Yeah.
Any other questions for our candidate? Not at the moment.
I think last thing, I think one concern was the websites, having the website, the contact with the campaign manager, so it can be the protocol. If you got a campaign office or something or a spot or location, have those type of requirements. So when people from the state come talk to Greg and they asking them about candidates and so forth.
I got a website today, yeah.
He can have the qualifications, but always keep in mind, just because we don't endorse you or whatnot, you can always have green support. So always keep that in mind. It's a lot of registered greens throughout the county, not just Oakland.
And the Greens are powerful. They was almost powerful enough to get Charlene elected to be city council at large. He just came a couple of votes short.
Yeah, and always remember, Alameda County is 21 cities. So the Greens is just not in Oakland. You got San Angelo, you got Livermore, you have all these different cities that are registered Greens. They might not be part of the official party like we are, but they're Green supporters, and they always count too. So
I just know how strong the Green Party is, and I think all the candidates should know how strong the Green Party is. The Green Party is so strong with the no vote for Armstrong. That's probably the reason why he lost.
They still do look at that voter guide, that's for damn sure.
I read the voter guide, yep, 100%.
Any other questions for candidates? Seeing none, are there any other announcements? The only thing I'll say is this is Vicente Cruz, Oakland Greens Event and Fundraising Coordinator, and you have watched, for the 20 people that'll watch it still online, we're back with our Oakland Greens monthly public general meeting. And remember, just the biggest, they can never take away the rights that you use. So get out there, exercise your rights, don't be afraid, even though it's scary. And we will see you in January at our next meeting, and then that last Sunday of the month for our first movie night.
Gotcha.
Everybody, peace out.
Bless you.